So the next profound scientific reality I want to talk about is in the book of Isaiah, where it says, he sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and his people are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like a canopy and spreads them out like a tent to live in. Now, the first part of this verse says he sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, is implying that the earth is round long before man discovered it. First of all, you should understand that this was written in the 8th century BC, the book of Isaiah. According to Wikipedia, the earliest documented mention of a spherical earth was about 300 years later in the 5th century BC, when it appears in the writings of some Greek philosophers. About 200 or so years later, in the 3rd century BC, Hellenistic astronomy established a spherical earth as a real fact and even calculated the earth's circumference. Then, almost 2,000 years after that, around 1519, Ferdinand Magellan was able to achieve a practical demonstration of a spherical earth. Now, for all you flat earthers who want to argue that this verse says the circle of the earth and a circle is not a sphere, well, let me say this, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm not here to refute flat earth, but I'm here to convey the evidence of the word of God. Now, firstly, there wasn't a specific word in Hebrew for sphere when this was written, so it probably was interchangeable with the word circle, with the word that's used for circle. In addition, let me say this, we can describe a circle as round, which is undeniable. We can also describe a sphere as round. A sphere is a circle in 3D. All right, think about that. Just like a cube is a square in 3D. Now, if I travel in a straight line completely around the sphere of the earth, my path is going to form a circle. Thirdly, if Isaiah wrote this because he was taken in the vision by God to outer space to see the earth from a view that no human being had ever seen it before, he could have easily interpreted what he saw as a circle in view of the fact that it was a strange sight to a human being who had never seen the earth before in this way. So I'm not going to spend too much time entertaining this argument, flat earth argument, but I just thought I'd put that out there. But the implication is clear from this verse that the earth is round. Now I want to direct your attention to the second part of this verse where it says, he stretches out the heavens like a canopy and spreads them out like a tent to live in. So not only does this verse tell us the earth is round, but when it says he stretches out the heavens, this is telling us about the expansion of the universe. In Isaiah 51, it also says the same thing where it says, you forget the Lord your maker who stretches out the heavens and who lays the foundations of the earth. According to a Wikipedia source, in 1929, Edwin Hubble, an astronomer at Caltech, discovered that the universe is expanding. The expansion of the universe is the increase in distance between any two parts of the universe that is not bound by gravity. It is an intrinsic expansion whereby the scale of space itself changes. The universe does not expand into anything and does not require space to exist outside of it, as it requires space to exist itself. The expanding universe, keyword expanding, means that it's still happening, a continuous expansion. Now, in these verses that mentions stretches out the heavens, not he stretched out the heavens, both of these verses are present tense, not past tense, as in the beginning of creation, implying that God is still doing so. He's continuously doing so, which also implicates the expanding universe. If you look a bit further, even, it says he stretches out the heavens like a canopy, like a tent to live in. So if you think about it, we are literally living in the tent of the universe. Now, another verse I want to bring to your attention is in the book of Job, chapter 26, verse 7. It says, he suspends the earth over nothing. Now, this was written about 1520 BC in the book of Job, which is considered to be the oldest written book in the Bible. Now, about 3,200 years later, in 1687, Sir Isaac Newton is credited for proving mathematically that the earth is suspended in space by the force of gravity. So it took over 3,200 years in this instance for mankind to actually discover what had been written 3 millennia before it, unfathomed.